So have you ever wondered how a business takes a complete, total stranger on the internet and turns them into a loyal, paying customer? It feels a little bit like magic sometimes, right? Well, I'm here to tell you it's definitely not magic. It's a highly structured process. In this explainer, we're going to break down the entire digital marketing journey step by step. And we'll use a real-world example so you can see exactly how the whole thing actually works in practice.
Here is our roadmap to get us there. We'll start with number 1, what is digital marketing? Then 2, strategy, audience, and channels. 3 is content, ads, and visitors. 4, leads and conversions. 5 covers analysis and optimization. And finally, number 6, the complete marketing journey. Okay, let's dive right into section 1. What is digital marketing? Promoting a business online.
Simply put, digital marketing is exactly what it sounds like. It's the process of promoting a business using the internet. We are talking about leveraging search engines, social media platforms, websites, and good old-fashioned email. And the overarching goal here? It's to attract the right people and transform those completely unknown strangers into paying customers. It is literally the core engine of modern business promotion.
Now that we know what it is, let's transition to section 2, strategy, audience, and channels, the foundational steps.
To really wrap our heads around these concepts, we need a concrete, relatable example to anchor the theory. So, throughout this explainer, we're going to follow a small business called GreenLeaf Organic Foods. They sell healthy snacks online. Keep them in mind because they're going to be our mental coat rack for all of these new concepts.
Every single successful campaign kicks off with this specific sequence. First, you've got to define the business goal. Like, what do you actually want to achieve? Once you know that, step 2 is identifying the target audience. Who exactly are those ideal customers? And finally, step 3, you choose your digital channels. You have to figure out where on the internet those specific customers are actually hanging out.
So let's see how this plays out for our case study. GreenLeaf's goal is super clear. They want to sell more snack boxes on their website. Their target audience? Health-conscious online shoppers specifically between the ages of 25 and 45. And knowing exactly who they're talking to helps them pick their channels. Since their buyers are health-focused adults who shop online, GreenLeaf chooses Instagram and Google. Make sense?
With that foundation set, we move to section 3, content, ads, and visitors, creating the magnet.
This is where things get active. Step 4 of our overall process is creating content or advertising. These are the actual materials you put in front of your audience. That effort directly leads to step 5, attracting visitors, where you actively draw those curious people in so they click and show up on your website.
Think about your own scrolling habits for a second. Businesses basically have 2 main options to create that magnet. On one hand, you've got organic content. Think helpful blog posts, search engine optimization, and unpaid social media posts. On the flip side, you have paid advertising. These are things like Google Ads and highly targeted social media ads where you are literally paying money to reach people faster.
So what's GreenLeaf's play here? Well, they actually decide to use a mix of both. They post organic, unpaid recipe videos that feature their snacks, but they also run targeted Instagram ads. And here's the kicker. When curious people click on those ads, they aren't just sent to a generic homepage. They're directed straight to a specific landing page that showcases a best-selling snack box. They are actively pulling visitors to a very targeted destination.
All right, let's transition to the most critical phase. Section 4, leads and conversions, sealing the deal.
This brings us to step 6 and 7, lead generation and conversion. This is the magical progression where a nameless, anonymous visitor actually starts taking action, becomes a known entity to the business, and eventually transforms into a paying customer.
10%. That number right there is GreenLeaf's specific hook. You see, most visitors do not buy right away. Trying to sell immediately to a total stranger is kind of like proposing on a first date. It almost never works. So, on their landing page, GreenLeaf offers a 10% discount in exchange for one simple thing, an email address.
And the second a visitor enters their email to get that 10% off, boom, they become a lead. A lead is simply a visitor who has shown genuine interest by handing over their contact information, rather than just browsing and bouncing. Capturing this interest is absolutely crucial because it allows the business to keep the conversation going even if the person isn't quite ready to buy on day one. And that brings us to the moment we've all been waiting for, the conversion. GreenLeaf automatically sends out a follow-up email to that brand new lead with the 10% discount code inside. The lead opens it, clicks through, and completes their very first purchase. We have officially turned an interested lead into a paying customer. That transition right there, that is a conversion, and it is a massive win.
But hold on, the job isn't over just yet. We are moving to the crucial back-end phase. Section 5, Analysis and Optimization, making it better.
You see, marketing absolutely does not stop at the sale. Steps 8 and 9 are all about looking at the data. Analysis means tracking the numbers, and optimization means using those numbers to actually improve your campaigns. Smart, modern digital marketing is always driven by hard data. We aren't just guessing what works.
Once those sales start rolling in, GreenLeaf tracks the whole shebang: clicks, visitors, sales, and costs. And the data tells a really clear, undeniable story. Their Instagram ads are generating incredibly high sales, completely dwarfing the low results they're getting from their Google ads.
So using that data, GreenLeaf executes their optimization strategy. It's pretty straightforward. Improve what works by increasing their Instagram ad budget and fix what doesn't by pausing those underperforming Google ads. Adjusting these dials based on what the real-world data is telling you, that is exactly how you maximize your success.
Okay, let's take a step back and look at the big picture. Section 6, the complete marketing journey, reviewing the loop.
So, reviewing the entire flow we just covered. Steps 1 through 3 were the strategy phase. GreenLeaf set a goal to sell snacks to adults and chose Instagram and Google. Steps 4 and 5 were all about attracting. They ran Instagram ads pointing to a specific landing page. Steps 6 and 7, that was the conversion, offering 10% off for an email, which eventually led to that vital first purchase. And finally, steps 8 and 9 were optimized. They tracked their data to boost their successful Instagram budget. Step by step, they moved from a theoretical goal to an optimized, data-driven sales machine.
And honestly, that is the real secret here. Digital marketing is a continuous cycle. It's not a one-time event. It takes a total stranger and turns them into a loyal customer, one very deliberate step at a time. So taking a look at this cyclical framework, what step in your own business idea are you going to optimize next?